warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to welcome the Secretary of the Accounting Study Program, Mrs. Suratthani, SAMSE, AKCA, our guest speaker, Dr. Thitimanan Damrongsakmethee from Suratthani, Rajabhat University, Thailand, our moderator, Mrs. Munawara, SAMSE, the Accounting Study Program lecturer, and last but not least, the participants who have attended this webinar. Welcome to the ProAksi Talk Series 21 with the theme of enhancing credit scoring accuracy through advanced decision tree techniques, a comparative analysis, and model development. I am Alisa Nadia and I will be your master of ceremony for today's webinar. Before we begin, allow me to read our agendas as follows. First, opening. Second, singing the national anthem of Indonesia and Thailand. Third, reciting prayers. Fourth, opening remarks. Fifth, material presentation by the guest speaker followed by Q&A session. Sixth, photo session and closing. Ladies and gentlemen, we will sing the national anthem of Indonesia and Thailand. Event will run smoothly. It will be recited by Dede Riansyah.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Alisa. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Before that, is my voice heard clearly there, Miss Alisa?
Yeah.
Okay, once again. Good morning, everyone. Let us bow our head for a moment. Pray to God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala so that our ProAksi Talk 24 series can be precious to all of us. I will let this pray based on the teaching of Islam, and those who are not Muslims We are pleased to pray according to each your belief. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, hamdan syakirin, hamdan na'imin, hamdan yuafi ni'amahu wa yukafi'u majidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karimi wa 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma ya Allah, today in this beautiful place we gather here to bring about an ProAksi Talk Series 21st series. Make this seminar as a useful sense assembly, as a medium of sharing useful ideas, knowledge, and experience of scholars, researchers, and students of various disciplines. May the conference we organize today benefit to our life, broaden our knowledge, shine our ideas, and lead us to be successful, productive persons, which in turn will boost dignity of our nation. O Allah, guide and bless our heart and our minds with the light of your guidance. Impart your supreme wisdom upon our activities. Help us to speak our minds clearly. Help us to listen to each other, respect each other, love each other, so that we are included to the blessed person. O Allah, you are the one who can fulfill all dua. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dede. Now we will listen to the opening remarks by the Secretary of the Accounting Study Program. Please welcome Mrs. Suratthani, SAMSE AKCA.
Thank you, Alisa. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure and excitement that I welcome you all to the 21 Sistem ProAksi Talk Series. Today, we gather virtually to deliver into a topic is very significant, enhancing credit scoring accuracy through advanced decision tree techniques, a comparative analysis and model development. I'm honored to introduce our speaker for today, Dr. Thitimanan Dr. Manan from Suratthani Rajabhat University, Thailand. Good morning, Dr. Manan. Nice to meet you. Long time.
Good morning. I hope
Okay.
you're well.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Without further, let us extend a warm virtual welcome to Dr. Manan as we commence the 21 edition of ProAksi Talk Series edition. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Suratthani, for the warm opening remarks. And can move on to the main agenda. Our guest speaker will give the material presentation, and Ms. Munawaro will moderate the session. Please welcome Mrs. Munawaro.
Okay, thank you to Alisa who served as the host today. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to say thanks to the Almighty God that has given us health, strength, and opportunity to be here to attend the 21st webinar ProAksi Talk Series 2024 with the topic Enhancing Credit Scoring Accuracy Through Advanced Decision Tree Techniques, a Comparative Analysis and Model Development held by Accounting Study Program, University of Sumatera Utara. And then my deepest thanks to Honorable Speaker, Dr. Thitimanan Damrongsakmethee, for being willing to attend as a speaker today. Good morning, Doctor. Welcome to USU. And of course, for all the participants, our students of the Accounting Department program at the University of Sumatera Utara, wishing everyone in a good health. So today I'm Munawara as the moderator. Let me conduct you all through these webinar sessions from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. So I also encourage all the participants to turn on the camera so our meeting will be more interactive. So before entering the main event, let me read the speaker CV today. Dr. Thitimanan was a lecturer in Manajemen Information System Department at Suratthani Rajabhat University, Thailand from 2008 to the present. And she graduated from the PhD program in 2021 at the Polytechnic University of Bucharest. And her teaching experience specializes in business management and integrating technology into enhanced business practice. Her research in this area also includes digital decision making, web blogging, social media and business, machine learning and deep learning for data classification and predictions. So now we're going to listen to a lecture from Dr. Thitimanan Damrongsakmethee, who will present material and share information about credit scoring accuracy through advanced decision tree techniques. In these sessions, our distinguished speaker will deliver a comprehensive comparative analysis and model development process aimed at the revolutioning credit risk assessment. So please welcome Dr. Thitimanan Damrongsakmethee. The time is on your hand. Thank you.
Thank you, and I would like to say hello or sawadika from Thailand to everyone again. Do you know sawadika? I think everyone know for sawadika mean hi, say hi in Thailand, and you can say in the morning, in the afternoon, or at night. Sawadika mean hello. Okay, for today, I would like to share with all of you about the domain of data mining to evaluation or to use data mining in accountants work, something like that, because I try to choose the topic suitable for you because I know all of your student is accountants, a student, right? So when I talk with you and you have some question, okay, you can put another question on the line, on the chat, on the messenger for me. Okay, and then for today, I would like to share some slide, and I give you for the link. Oh, I cannot share it. When I share, I cannot use my mouth. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, doctor.
Yes. It's full screen now, okay?
Okay.
Can you see my presentation? It's full screen now?
Yes, it's clear, mister.
Okay. And so today, I would like to show you about how to say teacher in Thailand. Teacher is mean อาจารย์ อาจารย์ Thai student call me อาจารย์ Chuti. Chuti is my nickname. All of you can call me อาจารย์ Chuti. อาจารย์ mean teacher in Thailand. Okay, so for today's session, we are going to explore a critical aspect of business intelligence focused on machine learning model for credit scoring. So in the topic is not only pertinent to our understanding for business information system, but it also holds significant relevance in the contemporary business landscape. For the overview of the content, I have 8 sessions today to share with you with a case study of my research paper focus on how to use decision tree model to analyze the credit scoring. That is my research paper. After I share with you about the 8 session, start with overview of credit scoring. And I think all of you know well or not sure about credit scoring. Who know well about credit scoring? Please one for me. I don't know, just some knowledge. Please two. Okay. Who know well about credit scoring? Please one for me. And just some. I know just only some, and I'm not sure. Please two. I will see you know or not. You can press one or press two to show me about your knowledge. Waiting for the answer. Do you know about credit scoring? Not sure. No answer. Okay, no problem. I will show you for the overview of credit scoring. And then next to what is the concept of machine learning to use in the credit scoring or some kind of work. And how can machine learning be used in business, especially in accountant work? And next to how are datasets used in machine learning? This is very important because if you would like to train the models, you need to have the datasets. You can find the dataset on some database or online searching, or you can go to the bank if you interested in the bank dataset, something like that. So I would like to show you how can we get some dataset online from website or something like that. And next to what is the machine learning models that can classify dataset. So I focus on how to use machine learning model to classify dataset. Such that you have some data and you would like to classify something from the dataset, and then you can use the machine learning models. And next to how that decision tree works, I show you for the decision tree model, show you how that decision tree works, because I would like to show a case study about decision tree. So I would like to share you how that decision tree works to put knowledge for you, just only a general. You can know what, how, and the importance of decision tree, why I choose it to train the model in my research paper. And then next to, if you are not good for coding, you are accountant, someone cannot coding, but we can use machine learning software to analyze the datasets. So don't worry about, professor or teacher, I'm not good in programming. How I can use machine learning to analyze some dataset? They have so many software that you can use and train the model and give the good performance for training the data, something like that. And the last, I will show you a case study of my public research paper focused on machine learning technique to classify the data of credit scoring. Okay, it's too hard for you? It's easy. Everyone can share with me because I don't know you are okay or not. Okay, so I will next to the overview of credit scoring. Someone told me, oh, I know well about credit scoring. So the credit scoring is the sand and the consonant of financial decision making. Involve the assessment in individual entry creditworthiness, analyzing various data points. So this credit can predict the likelihood of repaying debt, such as when would like to evaluation play in private role, shaping lending practice. And credit scoring can show you for a risk management strategy credible to the industry. And for the importance of the credit scoring, the credit scoring I give you for 4 reasons. The first one, risk mitigation. For the risk mitigation by accurate asset credit risk, business can make informed decisions regarding lending practice. So thereby reduce the likelihood of default and financial loser. And the second reason, the importance of the credit risk is optimizes resources allocations. Effective credit scoring enable business to allocate resources more effectively, especially if offering to individual risk profiles and minimize return while maximize potential risks. And thus, for the data-driven decision making, so in today data-driven landscape, the ability to derive actionable insight from what dataset is invaluable. So credit scoring empowers business to make informed decisions based on robust statistic analysis, enhancing our operational efficiency and profitability. And for the fourth reason, importance of credit scoring is enhanced customer relationship. For the streamlined credit evaluation process can significantly enhance the customer experience, fostering trust and loyalty, while ensure fair and transparent lending practices. This is the reason of how important of credit scoring in nowadays. So I have some questions to ask you. You can answer in the chat or something like that to encourage all students here for situation critical thinking about credit scoring. The first question, what is credit scoring and why it is essential in business world today? Why it is important today? Okay, you can chat for the answer or something like that. What is credit scoring and why it is essential in business world today? I give you for some reason how is the credit very important for the business world today. The answer is because of credit scoring is the method used by lender to evaluate the credit worthiness of individual or entry-seeking credit. So it involves assessing various factors such as credit history, income, debt-to-income ratio, and payment behavior to determine the likelihood when you borrow, repay the debt on time. And credit scoring is crucial in financial decision making, and it helps lender assess risk, make informed lending decisions, and set appropriate interest rate and credit term. So that's why the credit scoring is more important for business today. And for the second question, can you provide example of situation where credit scoring is used in real life business scenario? When you go to the bank, when you would like to have a new car, when you would like to buy something such as a house, or when you would like to have some business. So the credit scoring is more important for you. For the answer of the question 2, I think credit scoring we can find in the real life business, such as in the financial institution, of course, bank, credit union, or other financial institution use credit score extensive to assess the credit worthiness in the individual of business for reply for the loan or line to credit. So it can help them to determine the likelihood of repayment and set appropriate terms in interest rates. And for the credit card company, they just focus on and interesting for the credit scoring. The credit card issue use credit scoring model to evaluate application for new credit card. When you would like to have a new credit card, so they would like to see your credit score. The score can help them to determine the credit limit, interest rate, and reward program offered to card holder. So when you would like to have a new card, they will see about your credit score. This for the second is important too. And next, I think in insurance company, when you would like to buy some insurance for yourself, for your family, so the insurance provide your credit score as one of factor to assess their risk associations. With insuring individual, the higher score may result in lower premium. For auto insurance, homeowner insurance, or other kind of insurance policy, so they will use the credit score also to see what kind of insurance type suits for you. That's why the credit score is more important for you too. And next, for the telecommunication company, when the customer replies from mobile phone, contract, or internet services, the telecom company offer use credit score to evaluate the likelihood of timely payment. If you pay all time, your credit score is very good. But you not pay, some month you don't pay, or you have the historical bad to paying, the telecom communication company use the credit score to decide what type of the service is suited for you too. And for the other examples, such as when you go online to e-commerce platform, or when you would like to rent a house from the rental agency, or when you are the employers. So for the employer, maybe it's conduct credit checks as a part of hiring process, especially for position that involve handling financial or sensitive information. While not common and other users, so your credit score can help employer evaluation individual financial repository and trustworthiness. So if you are the employer, the credit score is more important for you too. So you can follow everything in for your environment. You need to have more fixed or important for the credit score for your life. And then next to the third question. For the third question, I ask you, what are some factors? Credit score, what are some factors or variables that might be considered when calculating a credit score? So, how age, salary, or something like that. What are some factors or variables that might be considered when calculating a credit score? Okay, you can answer by yourself. Car, assets, house, salary, something like that. That more. I told you for the question of the for the answer of the number 3, payment history is more important for you. Credit utilization ratio, length of credit history, type of your credit account is more important too. New credit inquiry, credit mix, and the last public record and derogatory marks. All of reasons have more important, and there is a factor or there is a variable that they would like to calculate your credit scoring. So for this, I would like to show just only some reason for the payment history. This is one of the most significant factors. It's asset whether you have pay on your bill on time, including credit card payments, loan payments, and other financial obligations. So if you late payment or default can significantly impact your credit score negatively. And that's why the payment history is more important for you if you would like to have the highest for the credit scoring. Okay, and this slide I will show you how we can use the data sets from the online or something like that. Actually, if you interested in some data set about accountant or some data set that you would like to use the machine learning to train the model, the popular data set used for the credit scoring research may include the data from credit bureau. You can go to the bank and request from them. But don't forget, if you request from them, you have to do some document and maybe make a contract with them to use the data set from bank or something like that, because that data set is more important for them and maybe have some secret. Okay, so however, you don't need to go to the bank. You can go to the search engine, or you can go to the UCI machine learning repository. I will show you from this slide. If you would like to download some dataset and you would like to keep some dataset to train the model or to do some research that you want, you can go to the machine learning repository. There are many popular datasets or new datasets focused on such as for the dataset for accountant or the dataset for something. You can go to that website. In actually on this website, you can find some financial data set and you can take it and you can use for your research in the future, something like that. So it's easy to have the data set to use some model or something like that. And now I will teach you to see how is the or what is the concept of machine learning. Some students know well or some students know about AI. AI used in financial, AI used in the face recognition, AI used in the gaming, something like that. So, what is the concept of machine learning? I give you for the reason the machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, or we know about AI, that involve the development of algorithms and model that enable computer to learn from data. That's why data is more important, because machine learning learn from the data and make prediction or decision without making programmers soon. So you can use some data to machine learning and train them to know well, and then you will know about the answer. So in traditional programming, developer write especially instruction from computer to follow the form tasks. If you have some experience or some skill about programming, you can program to train the model. There are many kinds of machine learning model you can train the data. After that, you can give some experimental results from the data. So in the contrast, in machine learning algorithm, learn the pattern and relation from the data to make prediction or decision. So you can use machine learning to learn for something and to make prediction or decision for something. That is the meaning of the machine learning. In the machine learning task, there are many types of machine learning models. For this slide, we will show you there are three kinds of machine learning models. The first one we call supervised learning, and the second we call unsupervised learning, and the third reinforcement learning. So for the supervised learning, the algorithm is trained on unable data set where its input association with corresponding output. And this algorithm learns to map input to the output, making prediction or decision based on new data or unseen data. For example, of supervised learning tasks include classification such as spam detection, image recognition, and regression, something like that, such as you would like to predicting how price, or you would like to predicting stock price market. Okay, you can use supervised learner. And the second, unsupervised learning, the algorithm is trained on the unlabeled dataset, where the goal to discover hidden pattern or structure in the data. So for unsupervised learning, algorithm include the clustering. The clustering is the grouping similar data points together. You would like to group the data. You have many data and you would like to group it. So you can use unsupervised learning method. Or you would like to, you have some dimensionary reduction. Dimensionary reduction is a reduction of the number of the feature or the variable in the data while reserving important information. So if you would like to grouping or you would like to reduction some number or some feature, you can use unsupervised learning. And for the third, reinforcement learner. For the reinforcement learner, trainer again to interact with environment to achieve specific goals. The agent learn by receiving feedback in the form of rewards based on interactions. So the reinforcement learner algorithms are commonly used in applications such as game playing, robotic, and autonomous systems. So if you would like to analyze or you would like to use machine learning on game playing, robotic, you can use reinforcement learner. So in this kind of machine learning, I would like to give you some example. For in the supervised, you can use the classify or you can use the regressions. In classify, such as if you have data set from the disease detection and you would like to analyze them, you can use the classification technique. And if you have face recognition, you would like to use machine learning to face recognition, you can use the clustering method. And for the example, for the gaming AI, you can use the reinforcement algorithm to train them. That is all kind of many data that you can use machine learning on supervised, unsupervised, or reinforcement. Okay, I will next to the other points. How can machine learning be used in business, especially in accounting work? How can we use machine learning in accounting work? There are many work on we can use the machine learning. Here is just only example, just some example for you. The first one, for the fraud detections. In the fraud detection, machine learning can analyze large volume of financial transactions to identify patterns indicative of fraudulent activities by learning from historical data. This algorithm can detect anomaly and fake substitute transactions for future investigation. And for the second, risk management. For the risk management task, the machine learning model can assess that credit risk associated with lending decision by analyzing borrowing financial data or credit history record and other relevant factors. This model can help financial institutions make informed decisions about extending credit and managing their loan portfolio. And for the task of financial forecasting, this is more important for nowadays because the machine learning techniques such as time series analysis and predictive modeling can be used for forecasting financial metrics such as revenue, expense, and cash flow. So they can use the financial forecasting for some data about it. This forecasting can help business to make strategic decisions and plan for the future growth. And for the tasks of automation of routine tasks, automation for the routine tasks. So machine learning can automate repetitive accounting tasks such as data entry, reconciliation, and evolve processing by using natural language processor, or we call NLP, and optical character recognition, or we call OCR. This algorithm can extract information from documents and input it to accounting system, reduce manual effort and human error. So on the automation of routine tasks, the machine learning can help manual effort or human error. They can use automatically to calculate some data. And next, for the expense management, for the tech compliance, for customer segmentation and personalization. These all kind of business work to focus on the machine learning tasks. And for the expense management, machine learning can analyze employer expense report to detect anomaly or enforce company expense policy. This algorithm help business control costs, prevent fraud, and streamline the expense process. And in the tech compliance, machine learning can assist with tech compliance by analyzing financial data and they can accurate reporting and identify potential tech reduction or credit. So this algorithm can help business comply with tech regulation and minimize the risk of the audit. And for the task of customer segmentation and personalization, on this task, machine learning can segment consumer based on their financial profiles, behavior, and preference. This insight enable business to tailor their service and marketing efforts to individual customer needs, improving customer satisfaction and retention. So they can use the machine learning to separate the customer segment or to find the personalization for the customer. So overall, the machine learning has the potential from the account and the financial by automating routine tasks, improving decision making, and unlock the variable from the financial data. So using the machine learning technologies, business can streamline the accounting process, reduce risk and profitability for the business also. And next, I would like to explain you about how we use the data in the machine learning. Just we know that the important thing is the data set. If we have some the data set, how are the data set used in the machine learning? So in the data set are essential components for machine learning process. They serve as the foundation of the training data, the validation, and the testing. So when we use the machine learning, we need to separate all of the data set to the training, to the validation, and to the testing. Okay, that is the basic for how to use the data set in machine learning. We have all the data sets. We need to separate them for training data to train the model. And we use the validation data for some overfitting when we train the model. And we use the test data, is the new, to performance the models. That is the basic of how to train the data set with the machine learning. Okay, for the training data, it used to train the machine learning model is consists of sets of input sample or feature along with their corresponding output level or target variables. So in the train data, we have feature and we have output level too. The model learn the pattern and relation within training data to make prediction or decisions. So the more devices are represented, the training data is better. The model likely generalize the new to unseen data. And for the valuation data, is help prevent overfitting, where the model perform well on the training data but fail in generalize. We always use the validation data to detect some overfitting of the data. So if you have not too much for the data set, you need to set the validation also. And for the test data sets, for the set data set is used to evaluate the final performance of the trained machine learning models. It consists of data that model has not seen during training or variation. By measuring the model performance on the testing dataset, researchers can assess how well the generate to well. So unseen data to make comparison between different model or approach. That means when you train the data, you need to have training data set to train the model. And after that, you need to have test data to find on performance of the training machine learning. To know well how about you machine learning model are well or achieve for the experimental results. And for the data, you can separate many kind of them can use, such as you can separate for 80% for training, 10% for variation and testing. Or you can separate for 70% of training data and 50% for variation and test data. And or maybe you can separate to split the data for 60% for training and 20% for variation and testing data, so on. Here is depend on your data. Or when you train the model, you can compare it to the model type A, you can separate for 80%, and the model type B, you can separate for 70%, and then you can compare it to the result, and you can use the good result for you train the model, something like that. Okay, well, we know about need to have the data set and how to use the data set in machine learning. And next, I will show you for the machine learning model, focus on the classified model in machine learning. So what is the machine learning model can classify the data set? There are many machine learning methods to classify the datasets of the model. The first one, the logistic regression. On the logistic regression is the nonlinear model is used for binary classification tasks. Its model to the probability that an input belonging particular class using logistic functions So the logistic regression is the simple, interpretable, and efficient is making popular choice for binary classification problem. If you have some data and you would like to use the binary classification, you can use the logistic regression models. And next, in the second decision tree model, decision tree recursive partition the feature space into the regions where each region corresponding to the particular class level. So the decisions are easy to interpret and can handle both numerical and categorical data. However, they are prone to overfitting, especially with complex datasets. So if you would like to use the decision tree technique, this technique partition the feature. So they have some condition to partition the feature. Okay, I will give you for the example in the next slides. And for the method of the random forest, the random forest is a classified dataset also. In random forest are assembled learner methods that consist of multiple decision tree. So the random forest is another type of decision tree. The combined prediction of individual tree to make the final classification decision. And this model can reduce overfitting and improve robustness. So the decision tree and random forest is all kind of decision tree classifier. And next, for the support machine. The support machine, or we can call SVM, is a powerful classification algorithm that can find the optimum hyperpaths to separate the different classes on feature space. So if you have some data, you can use or compute the hyperpath between them to separate or to classify the data to each other. That's it we call SVM. So SVM work well both linear and non-linear classification tasks and are effective to high dimension space. However, they can be computationally expensive and sensitive to choice of kernel functions. And next, for the k-analysis neighbor, if you have some data and you would like to classify them, you can use the KNN is non-parametric classifier algorithm. They classify data point based on the majority class of the k-analysis neighbor in the feature space. So KNN is simply, but it can computational expensive, especially with the large dataset. And the next, the classification name Navibe. The Navibe is a probability classifier based on Bayes theory and the assumption of independence between features. So the Navibe technique often perform well on check classification. If you have some data about check classification, you can use Navibe algorithm to classify the dataset on the check classification or on other high dimensional datasets. For the text dataset or high dimension dataset, you can use navigate classifier. And then next to the classification technique, neural network. The neural network, especially for the deep learning model, have gained popularity to classification tasks in the recent year. So the deep learning models such as CNN, computational neural network, they are good for image classification. If you have some dataset for image, you can use neural network to classify them. They are work well on image classifications, and it can automatically on to learn we call hierarchical responsibility for the input. And if you have some data about image processing, something like that, you can use the classification of neural network. Okay, you can see that we have many choice of classifier. It depends on variant functions and it depends on your data sets, including the nature of data sets, the complexity of the problem, or compositional resources. It often benefits to examine with multiply classifier and evaluate their performance by using the metric of the datasets before selecting the kind of classification technique. You need to know well about the dataset. If you know well about the dataset, you can choose what is suited for classification data. Sometimes you can use decision tree, sometimes you can use neural networks. It depends on your data sets. Okay. Okay, I will next to the slide talk about, because of the case study I will show you today, it focuses on decision tree model to evaluation the credit scorings. So I would like to give some knowledge for you about how that decision tree work. So a decision tree is a popular machine learning model used to classification and regression tasks. If you would like classify some data, or you would like to have the linear regression, you can use the decision tree. So for the decision tree, I have some video. You can see how the decision tree work. Some video, maybe 5 minutes or so on. Here I would like to move you to see some video to the concept of how decision tree work. Okay, I will stop to sharing this slide and then move to the video for you on YouTube. You can see just only for the concept of the decision tree, and then you will know well about how decision tree work. I try to search for easy video. Let me show some video. 5 minutes. It's okay?
Okay, doctor, it's okay. I'm sorry, doctor. There's no sound in the video.
You can hear?
No, we cannot hear.
Can you see some video? Hello?
Yes, doctor, we cannot see the video.
Cannot see?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. Can you see it now?
The video is already in the screen, but the sound is not clear.
Can you see my screen now? I use the full screen for the presentation on YouTube.
Can see the video. What we see now is the video.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I will open this.
We still cannot hear the sound of the video. Maybe when you share screen, you can take the share sound box below on the left.
You have some question?
We still cannot hear the sound of the video.
Yes.
So when you share screen, maybe you can take the share sound on the left, on the down left of the share screen menu.
Can you see it
Yes, we can.
now? Can you see it now?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Dr. Thitimanan.
I'm sorry, doctor. The video doesn't have the sound.
Hmm. I don't know what's problem about how I can you cannot hear the sound of the video, right?
Yes, doctor. Maybe you can share the link of the video YouTube to us, and Alisa can display the video.
Wow. I have sent the link, the video to the chat. Send the link of the video.
Works. Hi, everybody. If you're looking to become a
It's
full-time
okay
data
for you now?
scientist and artificial intelligence (AI) expert
Good,
from scratch,
doctor.
then you are at the right
Okay.
place. Today, I'll explain how decision tree works in AI. A decision tree is a decision-making tool that uses a flowchart or is a model of decisions and all of their possible results, including outcomes, input costs, and utility. Decision tree algorithm falls under the category of supervised learning algorithms. It works for both continuous and categorical output variables. Decision trees can be used for classification as well as regression problems. The name itself suggests that it uses a flowchart like a tree structure to show the predictions that result from a series of feature-based splits. It starts with a root node and ends with a decision made by leaves. It is a tree-structured classifier with 3 types of nodes. The root node is the initial node which represents the entire sample and may get split further into further nodes. The interior nodes represent the features of a dataset and the branches represent the decision rules. Finally, the leaf nodes represent the outcome. This algorithm is very useful for solving decision-related concerns. With a particular data point, it is run completely through the entire tree by answering true-false questions till it reaches the leaf node. The final prediction is the average of the value of the dependent variable in that particular leaf node. Through multiple iterations, the tree is able to predict a proper value for the data point. Let's understand decision trees with the help of an example. Decision trees are upside down, which means the root is at the top, and then this root is split into various several nodes. Decision trees are nothing but a bunch of if-else statements in layman terms. It checks if the condition is true, and if it is, then it goes to the next node attached to that decision. In the diagram, the tree will first ask what is the weather? Is it sunny, cloudy, or rainy? If yes, then it will go to the next feature, which is humidity and wind. It will again check if there is a strong wind or weak. If it's a weak wind and it's rainy, then the person may go and play. Did you notice anything in the flowchart? We see that if the weather is cloudy, then we must go to play. Why didn't it split more? Why did it stop there? To answer this question, we need to know about a few more concepts like entropy, information gain, and Gini index. But in simple terms, I can say here that the output for the training dataset is always yes for cloudy weather. Since there is no disorderliness here, we don't need to split the node further. The goal of machine learning is to decrease uncertainty or disorders from the dataset, and for this, we use decision trees. Now you must be thinking, how do I know what should be the root node? What should be the decision node? When should I stop splitting? To decide this, there is a metric called entropy, which is the amount of uncertainty in the dataset. Entropy is nothing but the uncertainty in our dataset or measure of disorder. Let me try to explain this with the help of an example. Suppose you have a group of friends who decides which movie they can watch together on Sunday. There are 2 choices for movies, one is Lucy and the second is Titanic, and now everyone has to tell their choice. After everyone gives their answer, we see that Lucy gets 4 votes and Titanic gets 5 votes. Which movie do we watch now? Isn't it hard to choose one movie now, because the votes for both the movies are somewhat equal? This is exactly what we call disorderliness. There is an equal number of votes for both the movies, and we can't really decide which movie we should watch. It would have been much easier if the votes for Lucy were 8 and for Titanic it was 2. Here we could easily say that the majority of votes are for Lucy, hence everyone will be watching this movie. Now we know how decision tree works, but do you know what are the pros and cons of decision tree? Advantages are simple to understand, interpret, visualize. Decision trees implicitly perform variable screening or feature selection. Can handle both numerical and categorical data. Can also handle multi-output problems. Decision trees require relatively little effort from users for data preparation. Nonlinear relationships between parameters do not affect tree performance. And the flaws are: decision tree learners can create over-complex trees that do not generalize the data well. This is called overfitting. Decision trees can be unstable because small variations in the data might result in a completely different tree being generated. This is called variance, which needs to be lowered by methods like bagging and boosting. Greedy algorithms cannot guarantee to return the globally optimal decision tree. This can be mitigated by training multiple trees, where the features and samples are randomly sampled with replacement. Decision tree learners create bias trees if some classes dominate. It is therefore recommended balancing the dataset prior to fitting with the decision tree. If you're interested in learning more about starting a machine learning and AI career, then be sure to check out our courses at the first link in the description. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos helping you to start your data science and AI career and more. Check out this playlist of our data science and machine learning lessons.
Okay, thank you. So I hope this video make you know about how is decision tree and you know about decision tree structure. I think everybody know about root node. Root node is more important, and then they will separate decision tree for the left side, the right side, or the other side. and then they can make the conditions, some condition to give the answer about the data. So the structure in the decision tree have a root node and leaf node for the label, such as we have the data set of the credit scoring. We would like to know who is a good credit and who is a bad credit. So the root node is the condition, and then they will separate the customer to find who is well for the credit scoring or who is fail for credit scoring, something like that. So next, I will show you for the next slide. These four examples about the datasets. If you would like to use decision tree technique to separate the data, I give you for the example that we have the balance of current account. We can give some conditions such as the salary less than 300, right? If right, we go to the left side, check it. If it's more than 37, here is a good balance current account. But if less equal 300 and is not more than or not equal 37, we need to check the most valuable assets. For the most valuable asset, if they have a car, yeah, good. And if they have a life insurance, good. But if they no assets, oh, bad. Okay. On the left side, we can separate for the balance of current account for the customer. And for the right side too, we have the condition such that if they have no balance, and then we need to check age. If it's more than 64, good. But if it's not more than 64, but we need to check during of the credits, duration of the credit. If more than 45, bad, but if not more than 45, good, something like that. So this algorithm can separate or can classify the customer who have good or bad on balance. Train the model such as you focus on the accounting dataset. So don't worry about coding because we have the several user-friendly software too in nowadays. And all the platform is available to allow user apply machine learning technique to analyze data without attention coding work. Here is some recommend option. The first one for the software, namely RapidMiner. This is good for you because the RapidMiner is the powerful, user-friendly data science platform to offer just only drag and drop interface to building and deploying machine learning models. So it's easy for you to use the machine learning. You can choose the RapidMiners. This program can modeling, evaluation, and visualization, making the suitable for user with varying level technical experience. And the second, nice program or nice open software. This data analysis platform allow users use the graphic for the drag and drop too, and then you no need to have the experience about coding. In this program, you can use machine learning technique and you can use the data variation, making it easy to build and deploy machine learning model without writing code. And then for the next, namely Weka. Weka is a popular open source that you can use the graphical interface to explore and analyze datasets, building machine learning models, and evaluating their performance. It offers a wide range of algorithms and tools for data pre-processing, classification, regression, clustering, and association through mind. And already the menu is easy to use. They make it for a tab menu. You can click the menu classify, clustering, or associate, or you can select for the attribute you would like to train the model. And the next software named the Orange. The Orange is a programming tool for data visualization analysis and machine learning technique too. It offers a user-friendly interface with drag and drop components for building, evaluating machine learning models, to making accessible to users with limited coding experience. So the Orange is the open source tool. That's why that you can free to download, and also provide a wide range of the tutorials. They have the tutorial and some documentation to help user to get understand for the program. And next, for the Microsoft Azure Machine Learning Studio. This software allows users to build, deploy, and manage machine learning model by using graphical interface. It offers drag and drop design for building predictive model, as well as building in the tool of data pre-processing, feature engineering, and model evaluation. So in this software, they make it easy for another user who are not good for the coding experience. On the left side, they have some menu, and on the middle task, they show about the modeling of the machine learning technique. You can create, you can analyze, or you can use the automatic machine learning to train the model. It's easy to use also. And next, for the Google have a Google Auto Machine Learning for people who are not good for coding also. So for the Google suite of machine learning tool, allow users to train and deploy custom machine learning model without writing code too. It offers a user-friendly interface for uploading data, selecting algorithm, turning hyperparameter, and evaluating model performance. So for the Auto ML, also provide automated machine learning capabilities for users who want to streamline the model building process. So all kind of software, you can choose one. Okay, that's why in the future, if you not good for coding, you can use for the software to train the models. Okay, That is for the concept of the machine learning. So for the last session, I would like to share you about my research paper to use machine learning technique to train the model. And I choose the best result from my algorithm to compare it to the research result. For the draft of the paper that I published in Hanoi last year, I sent you on the link. So now I will explain this, and I will share you about how to use decision tree model to classify the credit scoring data. Hmm. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, this is for a case study. I make some research about the credit scoring, and I choose the credit scoring from the German credit dataset and Australian credit dataset. And this case study, I put the topic of enhancing the credit scoring accuracy through advanced decision tree technique, a comparative analysis, and model development. So for this case study, I will addressing 4 key topics: introduction, the purpose of my model and method, the experimental result, and the conclusions. So in this research, I think the credit scoring is necessary, and it is core business function for among every organization that offer credit to serve its customer. So the common credit product include credit cards, loans, and mortgages provided by financial service organizations. And nowadays, credit scoring and credit rating of the consumer are important factors in the bank for use that's to ability to perform how customer financials are good or bad. So the credit scoring is the tool to reduce the risk of the credit management for financial institutions as well. So the goal to use credit scoring model is to find classifier that can separate good credit sample from bad credit sample. And in machine learning, you know well, there are many methods of machine learning for data analysis that automatically model building. So the technique of machine learning could be used in all kinds of classification problems. So there are many methods that have been investigated for the credit scoring, such as we can use the canalist neighbor, the decision tree, neural network, logistic regression, and navigate. So in my research, I have used the decision tree techniques including card decision tree and random forest, to classify customer as a potential good or a potential bad one. I think my slide stopped now. I cannot. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, for this research, I used two datasets from UCI repository machine learning, namely German credit dataset and Australian credit datasets. In German credit dataset, classifier individual based on a set of attributes as either good or bad credit risk. So the dataset comprise information 25 variables, including the label, and categorize 1,000 loan applicants into good credit 700 applicants and bad credit 300 applicants. There are no missing errors in this dataset. And for Australian credit approvals datasets, the dataset includes data on 15 variables, including the label, and encompasses 690 instances, with 307 classified as a good credit and 383 as a bad credit. So additionally, there are a few missing value errors in this dataset. So for both datasets, I have chosen the UCI core repository for the machine learning database. And then I try to make a decision tree model. In this study involves comparing different models by using the decision classifier techniques. The first one to start, I apply Z-score for the normalization with the raw financial data. And then I divided the data into sets, 70% of training and 30% for testing. I employ variant decision tree model, including file tree, medium tree, process tree, booted tree, and bucket tree to perform the classifier on this dataset. So the modeling need to train and test were used in classification learner. So in this research, I have used MATLAB program. So for the MATLAB program, need to coding. If you would like to use the MATLAB program, you need to have the experience about coding. So in this research, I'm coding on MATLAB program, primarily using the training datasets. And then after train the model, for the next phase, I evaluate the accuracy of each classifier by using the testing dataset. And then I compared it to the accuracy result with the two value, accuracy and mutual, to compare it to another decision tree models. In table 2, show the classification prediction accuracy of German credit datasets. After we trained the model, we found that the basic of comparing the performance of variables for the different of decision tree model, card price tree, card medium tree, card cost tree, and random forest. We found that for the medium tree classifier in card model, achieved the highest predictive accuracy and implicit of 83.33%. And next, in table 3, present the classification prediction accuracy for the already credit dataset, the comparison with variable model performance. We found that the boosted tree with the other boost techniques showcase the highest predictive accuracy, achieving an impressive 90.22%. And then I next to show you in the table 4, provide a comprehensive summary of credit scoring performance, encompassing the finding of variance research in related work. After we train the model and we get the performance, I have shoot the good answer of my research paper to compare it to the other researcher related work on decision tree techniques. The data collected to the paper focused on classifying on German credit datasets. We found that our model achieving the highest accuracy ranking first with 80.33% when we compared it to another researcher reference. And in the table 5, provide a comprehensive summary of the credit scoring performance, drawing from related work conducted by various researchers too. The data collected pertain to the paper focus on the classifier on already credit datasets, and we found that our model achieved an impressive accuracy rate of 90.22%, ranking second in the performance when we compared it to the other researcher reference. So in the conclusion for my research paper, we can summarize that we use the set score to normalize method of computation with decision tree classifier, and our model outperformed the leading model described the equivalent black ratio, achieving significantly higher accuracy rates for both on German and on credits, on German credit and on Australian credit scoring. So our study learned that among variant decision tree classifier technique, and we found that for the medium tree classifier that we call CAST, stand out as a top performance of on German credit datasets, achieving an accuracy rate of 83.3%. And in case of Australian credit datasets, our study showed using boosted tree with the underboost method, or we call random forest, the result an impressive accuracy of 19.22%, while our finding ranked second compared to another research. So in summary, in this study underscore the effectiveness employing decision tree classifier to attain higher accuracy in credit scoring models, and this study can apply for another research in the future, focus on how to use decision tree technique to classify the datasets. Actually, in the future, we can change to the data set from bank or something like that. No need to focus on the credit score, and we can use the technique of decision tree to predict about stock price, something like that. Okay, I think is for my research paper, it is make some knowledge on machine learning to classification by decision tree techniques for you. And if you would like to see the manual for my paper, I show you for the manual of the full paper of my research. You can learn this. This is all kind of me today, so I don't know it's good for all of you or not. Okay. I
Okay.
think everyone will know about how to use machine learning on credit scoring, or how is the machine learning work, or what is the name of classifier technique in machine learning for you today. Okay, for the last session, if you have some question, you can ask some question for me. If you would like to share some knowledge you have, okay, you can share with me. Maybe for the 15 minutes, okay, for you?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Thitimanan, for presenting a comprehensive outline. Yeah, about credit scoring, accuracy through advanced decision tree techniques. Very, very interesting, Doctor, because it's the newest thing in Indonesia. And maybe now we're going to the Q&A sessions. Please, for all the participants, if you have some question, you may ask question directly by raise your hands, or you can send the questions by tapping on the chat box, please. Is there any question? Okay. Maybe
Okay, I saw some question on the chat from, I don't know,
from Junior
from
Stephen.
Gen 07.
Yeah.
How effective will machine learning be managing data for having accounting work? Yeah. In the accounting work, we can use the machine learning for automate some auto transaction, for detect some error from human, such as in the accountant work, we have cash flow. We need to make the summary of the performance for the business, something like that, for 1 year reporter for them. So we can use the machine learning to classify or to categorize. If you are interesting and you would like to focus on the customer, something like that, you would like to separate all kind of your customer, you can use the machine learning techniques to classify or to categorize for the data set of the accountant work. Such as you have the data set of the customer in bank, and then you would like to know who are well about the credit score, or who are well uh, about something you would like to decision, or you can use the machine learning to classify or to clustering the data, something like that.
Okay, is it clear, Junior?
Don't forget, for the data mining, they learn with data to. So the first one, you need to have some data. If you have some data about the accounting, you have some cash flow for the cash flow. If you have some problem about it, and you would like machine learning to and some technique to detect some error, you can use the machine learning technique to evaluate some problem like this.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Titi. One question more from Fania Stepani. Do you know what AI tools we could use to enhance our knowledge in learning business accounting that help us to analyze and learn more easily?
For me, for my experience, if you would like to use a tool, AI tool, to enhance our knowledge, learning business or accounting, I focus on for the machine learning tool. I think Veka. Veka is you can learn easily on Veka because in Veka for interface, uh, it's easy for you to use it. They have a tab for the menu, and you can learn for a classifying method on that tab. And it's easy for you to import your data to the AI tool that's called Veka, and then you can click for the train, and then you can change for the all parameter that you want. Something you have some parameter outside, you would like to know well about uh, factor that affect to your model. You can upload for all the variable into the software, and then you can click for the to train the data. After that, you can compare it to the result. If the some parameter are not good for the result, you can change for the other one, something like that. I think the AI tool is good for you and easy to use. Veka is the best. For me, I have some more experience about Vega 4 years, and after that, when I go to Vega, it is easy to use for you. I think you can download and you can learn by yourself. It's easy. There are many menu. They have many tutorial on the YouTube, and you can learn by yourself.
Okay, thank you, Doctor, for the explanation. So is there any questions so far? No, maybe the last question for me, Doctor.
Okay.
Because I saw your research that talk about the decision tree work. So as we know, in Indonesia, related to the credit scoring, we know that Indonesia has a collectability status that there are five collectability, like current, and then under the special attentions, and not current, debt, and main stage. So how can the decision tree works we can use these applications to classify the risk assessment, and then how if we combine it with the profiling of the debtor, it can be used in the social media profile for the financial institutions for detect the risk assessment.
Yes. So, in my opinion, if you have some data such as your Indonesia credit scoring and some data online such as social media comment, or you would like to know about how people interesting for some product on Facebook or social or other social media. If you can download some comment from them and put to the dataset, you can use many kinds of classifier technique, not just only decision tree. if you have data sets with data and with text, you can use two models. You can classification by decision tree, or you cannot use neural network to analyze that data. And you can, we call mix, train from the model with decision tree, and the last session you can train with the neural network, and then you can compare it to the experimental result. What model is good for predictive, or what model is good for decision making, something like that. You can combine with the technique. So some technique is okay. I think some technique is hard for you. It's not easy to understand, but some technique is easy. So if you try to use some software that can help you to easy understand, to train the model with the software, there's no need to coding. But at first, you need to know well about another model, such as if you would like to use neural network, you need to know how to set the input, the hidden, or the output node, something like that. Or if you know, well, I would like to train the model with decision tree, you would like to know how to compute the entropy to put another node, something like that. So at first you know the basic of the machine learning, and you know the basic of the technique of machine learning model to classify, to clustering or something like that, and then you can use software that I show you. No need to coding, but you can train it and compare it to the results.
Maybe we can use the qualitative data, yeah, not only the quantitative, such as age or salary, like that. But we can use the comment. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
you can use it.
Okay.
It's many factors. We call it the factor is the variable that you would like to focus on.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Maybe we need more time to discuss it on the next period, yeah, Dr. Titi.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, for all the participants. No more questions? Okay. Maybe because we already has a limit time, so I will close the present. So thank you so much for Dr. Thitimanan for the knowledge and sharing of material to increase our knowledge today. So inshallah, the knowledge gained of today's meeting can add to our knowledge. So before closing the event, I will give a conclusion regarding to the discussion today. So the webinar has shed light on the pivotal role of advanced decision tree techniques in bolstering credit scoring accuracy. So meticulous comparative analysis has elucidated the efficacy of various methodologies, like paving the way for the development of innovative predicting models. So hopefully the government in Indonesia also play a role in increasing credit security for both creditors and debtors. So once again, thank you, Dr. Thitimanan Damrongsakmethee, and all the participants who have attended the webinar program held by Accounting Study Program. So to the Dr. Rina Bukit as the head of Accounting Study Program, and Mrs. Suratthani as the Secretary of Accounting Study Program. So I'm Munawara, and I sincerely apologize for any mistake I have made during these sessions. So I close with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, and back to the Alisa. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for you too. So maybe I have, if I have some error because my language is unclear, so I apologize to you, all of you too. And maybe next time I will be welcome you to Thailand to enjoy at my university. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye and good afternoon now. Bye bye.
Doctor, please wait. We still have, we would like to give a certificate of appreciation for your participation as guest speaker today. Okay. Thank you so much to Dr. Manan for attending this webinar and sharing about the enhancing credit scoring accuracy through advanced decision tree techniques, and also to Mrs. Munawaro for participating as the moderator in this webinar. And before we close this webinar, we also would like to take a photo together. So for the participants, please turn on your camera. I will take a picture for the first slide.
So I hope that the knowledge I will share you today will serve as a basic and can be applied in your study and research in the future.
Yeah, hopefully it will be useful for all of us, Doctor. Thank you so much. And as we have reached the end of our agenda, I want to remind all the participants to fill out the attendance form, share in the chat box, and thank you all for joining us. We hope you've gained valuable insights and knowledge from today's webinar, and we genuinely appreciate your active participation. We will also want to extend our sincere apologies if there's any mistakes occurred during the webinar. Once again, thank you and see you all at the next ProAksi Talk Series. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.